Hello, everybody. Ugh. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's life? How are the kids? I've been playing Stormblood music at the start of my Shadowbringers streams. So I was like, oh, this is still up and just waiting for me. It seems like a good way to start off a Friday, right? Sometimes we're all a little bit lethargic. But now with Stormblood music. The ring has awoken. Thank you so much for the 7 months. Alex Vaught for the 18. Malphus Booba for the 18 as well. Ishnualan, thank you for the 8. Oscar 5 India for the 33. Avi gifted a sub to Paper Stained Ink. Welcome to your 19th month. Thank you, Avi. Spood God Titan, thank you for the 37. Inspector Sky for the 31. Ranulph for the 13. And MX Button Lin, thank you so much for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. What an epic intro. Hell yeah. That's how we do around here. Epics only. And Bitfail, thank you for the 26 months. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I am loving Shadowbringers. At risk of, like, having to shut everybody down for, like, spoilery stuff. We're not going to, like, actively talk about it. But I'm still, like, really early on, I think. Like, I'm positive I'm still really, really early on. And, yeah, it's much... What I will say is it's much darker than I expected in a good way. Like, a couple of things have happened that have made me go, oh, that's what this is going to be like, huh? Oh, okay. Is it worth it to jump into Final Fantasy XIV if I haven't really played it before? I think the story of Final Fantasy XIV is so good. A lot of people believe that Realm Reborn is difficult to get through, that it's kind of a slog. I didn't feel that way about any of Final Fantasy XIV, so I can't like really say. There is a lot to get through at this point, but the community is super helpful. They have a system inside of the game that denotes not only like players that have been around and done a lot of shit, but also new players. So if you're playing with people and you have like a little leafy thing above your head, everybody will be like, oh, they're new. And they'll be very helpful for the most part. It's a very welcoming MMO, I think. People are just really excited when there are new players, which is nice. It's a nice tone to the game, you know, but I think... Yeah, the stories of the expansions have just gotten better and better and better. So even though there is the option to just like skip and just do Shadowbringer's story, it'll have so much more impact, and you'll just have way more information like backing up and supporting everything that's happening in Shadowbringers. So Daichi, thank you so much for the biddies. I haven't finished Realm Reborn. I'm so far behind. That's okay. That's okay. ARR is a grind, though. I don't remember it being a grind because I was having so much fun. But at the same time, we started playing before the first expansion dropped, like right before it. So I wasn't feeling like I needed to blast through a bunch of shit to get to the good shit, right? Which is what I think a lot of people feel like. I think a lot of current players are like, apparently the last 2 expansions are incredible, but I have to get through all this shit to get to the incredible stuff, right? Whereas when we started playing, it was right before Heaven's Word was going to drop, I think. So for us, it was like, there was only Realm Reborn, right? I only just rediscovered you. Well, welcome. I hope you enjoy your rediscovery. There's a huge buff for new players to get to 70. That's also true. They also there's like items that you can get that will like experience boost you. Can you get those after the fact, actually? I shouldn't say that if you can't actually get that shit. I watched Vinland Saga last night. It's so good. I need the full season now. Isn't it great? I'm not a liar. I'm not lying to you. I discovered Dodger when she dressed up as a Wii for a music video. That is a classic. Yeah. The Turn Me On parody. Such a cliffhanger at the end of the third episode. I thought, again, no spoilers, but I thought I knew where that third episode was going to end, and I was wrong, and I was really mad about it. And Sam and I looked at each other and just went, no, like, we have to wait, because they dropped 3 episodes at once, which after watching the 3 episodes, I totally understand why they did that. Those 3 episodes are a good, like, establishment. But they created a situation where now we have to wait. Like, we have to wait a couple of weeks to get a new episode, which sucks. Who drew your art for all the things? Oryozema, Oryozema. He does all of our art, all of our emotes, all of our splash screens. He does all of the art for the Cat Gang merch, all of that. What show were you talking about? Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is my favorite manga ever. And I've been reading it since college, which was a decent amount of time ago. And I never ever thought they would make an anime of it. I was shocked that they were making an anime of it. And I am so shocked and delighted that the anime is, like, beautiful. Like, it's like really well animated. It's really good so far. It makes me really excited to see the, like, future fights. But yeah. Yeah, Fire Force seems like it'll be interesting. It was different from what I expected it to be, which I think is kind of the intention. Like, I think at first you're supposed to look at it and be like, oh, it's a weird, like, magical firefighters anime, right? But it was more than that. It was more than that, which I was happy about. Very shonen feeling. Not that shonen is like a genre, but you know what that means, right? If you watch a lot of anime, it has a very, like, shonen jump, maybe I should say. It feels like a jump manga. The season has lots of things I like. Me too. The only other thing that I've watched since last time we talked is Given. The first episode of Given came out, and that seems like it's going to be very sweet. So I really liked the first episode of that. I haven't watched the second episode of some of these things that have 2 episodes now. But yeah. Do you ever read Vagabond? Yeah, Vagabond's fantastic. Sailor Moon with firefighters? No. The last anime I watched was Citrus. That was a mistake. Yeah. Yeah. I'm loving Demon Hunter right now. Yeah, that one's really good. I'm a few episodes behind, so I can't really, like, comment on anything that's going on currently in it, but I'm good, Maureen. How are you? I'm good. I had a lovely morning with my babu. She was being very funny today. She wanted to wear my shirt, so I put my shirt on her. And she was, like, trying to walk around in it, but it's, like, way too long. So I was like, don't trip, don't trip. To her credit, she never tripped. But, oh my God, you're a mom? I am a mom. Yeah, and she has one of those little play mats that are intended for, like, infants, but she still plays with it. So we're like, whatever. But now her big thing is like slipping it on people, and I made the mistake of like making it flap, and so now she wants me to do that all the time. So she put it on me and then was trying to put things on the back of it and then make me flap so that the thing on the back would fall on the ground. So that was my morning. We did a lot of that. Given is out. It is, yeah. First episode's out. It's really cute. It's really cute. And the way that they animate the like everybody playing their instruments and stuff is super cool, actually. It feels very cool. I quit my job today. All is good. Yo, as long as that's a good thing. Cheers. How's the shark song plushie? Good. Yeah, she still loves it. She still brings it to us and goes, She knows the word help now. I think I've told you guys that. She's getting a lot better at realizing. I was talking about this yesterday. Right, yeah. She's getting a lot better at realizing sometimes when she like makes a complaining noise, we'll do it faster if she just says help. So yeah, so we've been getting a lot of like help. Help. She can talk. She can. Yeah, she says a few words. She can say daddy. She says mama. She says help. She says up. Those sound very similar sometimes, but context is key. If I'm standing up and she runs over to me and says up, I know what that means. Whereas if she's trying to grab something and she can't reach it and she says help, I know what that means. What else does she say? Help, up. She says cat. She can say dog, but she doesn't understand what it is still. Like, I can point at a dog and say dog, and she can mimic it, but she won't see a dog and say dog, right? With cats, because we have cats in the house, because we have cats, she can see like a drawn cat, or she can see a cat in real life and go cat, right? So duck. Yes, she says duck. I'm trying to think what else. It's every now and then we hear something that sounds like thank you. Oh, she says bye-bye. She says hi and bye-bye. Every now and then she says something that sounds like thank you, but I can't, it's not clear enough and it's not in context, so it's hard for me to tell. She's basically ready for the world. Yeah, well, we're just trying to like teach her words that help her communicate with us. Yesterday, we were giving her a snack, and every time she would run out and look at me, I would say, more? And then I would give it to her, and Sam was like, I don't know if I want her to know the word more, because our daughter's a bottomless pit. Hi, my love.
Hi.
What? You sound so upset. Are you mad to be awake?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody say hi, Sam. Bye, Sam.
Hi, Chat.
But yeah, Sam was like, I don't know if I want her to know the word more because that's all we'll ever hear forever. But I figure any like simple words that she can learn that will help her communicate to us what she wants will reduce the whiny noises. What?
Hey.
Hi.
You're cute.
Thank you. I love you. My daughter's first word was no. It's a trend that's continued. Clark still has yet to say no. Although, I don't think that I say it around her that much. If she's doing something that she's not supposed to do, I say her name in kind of like a more serious tone. And she like whips around like, yes. It's only... I try to use like correcting words, if that makes sense. So like... we taught her the word gentle with the cats because she would run over and try to like hit the cats. And I would say gentle, gentle. And I would like pet the cats really softly. And I would use her hand to like pet the cats really softly and say gentle, gentle. That has come in handy so much because babies want to pull hair all the time, right? So Sam and I both have long hair. And so when she grabs our hair, I can say gentle and she'll go, oh, and she'll like start patting us, which is amazing. I was like, thank God we had to teach her how to behave with the cats. It's helped so much. It also helped with babies. When she meets other babies, we can say gentle, gentle. And she's been really, really good with other kids. And people have commented like, wow, she's so good with like smaller babies. Amazing. So yeah. If you're about to have a baby, gentle is a really good word to teach them early on. Thank you, Genoid. I hope it's been amazing. All the hard work paid off. It did. Yeah, that's like the most incredible feeling when you like work so hard. The thing that I'm working on right now that has had no payoff whatsoever. And I'm just like, oh my God, eventually you're going to figure this out. It was spoons. So I had fucking given up on spoons, right? I was like, she doesn't want a spoon. She hates them. Fine. We just won't feed her things that need a spoon. Like I was over it, right? Because anytime I tried to feed her something with a spoon, she would scream, grab the spoon, throw it. Like it was not a thing. So I was like, I'm over this. I don't like this. And then I think I told this story, but if I didn't, here's a fun story. Then we went to Spain and we all got gelato. And Sam was like, we should let her try a little bit of gelato. I bet she'll like lose her mind. Because they had like tiny little spoons that came with it. So Sam like held some gelato out to her. And she ate it. And then she like grabbed the spoon. And I was going, she's going to throw that shit. But she didn't. So Sam like put a little bit more on it. And she put it in her own mouth. And I was like, she's using a spoon. She's using a spoon. She's using a spoon. I was losing it. I was like, she's using a spoon. Oh my God. Who knew gelato was the key? So literally ever since then, I've tried like feeding her yogurt. She'll take the spoon and feed herself yogurt. I'm just like, oh my God. Like it just clicked for her once there was something that she wanted to eat bad enough. Which was amazing. So yeah, it was spoons. I had like fucking given up on spoons. And then I was like, oh my God, it's happening. It's happening. This is so great. So the thing right now is I have been trying since she was pretty small to teach her how to go downstairs backwards, right? So like turn around and then like inch your way backwards down the stairs, right? Nope. And she's gotten to the point now where she won't even try. It used to be that she would try. Like she would crouch down and I could like move each limb to like help her get down. Now she will not, refuses. She just yells up at me because she doesn't want to go down the stairs. I'm like, okay.
Welcome, you fine, cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Put some gelato at the bottom of the stairs. Fuck, that's the big brain energy that I need in this house. My 11-month-old won't sleep anywhere other than between us at night. How do I make him sleep in his own room? Please help. We can't do sexy times anymore. Oh gosh. I started sleep training her. I mean, all kids are different, but I started sleep training her at 4 months. And the sort of things that I was trying to do was like putting her down for naps in her room. So that she got used to her room before we started doing the like all nights, right? putting her down to go to sleep while she was still kind of awake. So like getting her sleepy, but she has to fall asleep on her own. So that she would like be comfortable by herself, that sort of stuff.
Welcome,
I'm
you
trying to think what
fine
else like really helped
cat-loving,
us.
coffee-drinking burrito babe.
We had a rule that like if she at the beginning when we would put her down to sleep, she would like cry for a bit, and at like the 4-minute mark or something, I would go in and pat her, but I wouldn't pick her up because I didn't want her to know that if she cried, I would just come in and pick her up, right? And even now, it's really rare for her to wake up and like start crying. So if she does, I normally assume there's something else going on, but I'll still try the pat first to see if that does it. Just trying to do like little things to help her know like I'm here and you're safe, you're okay, but I also need you to like learn to self-soothe, you know. All of that stuff is so hard. Because again, like all kids are totally different and they all like have different attachments and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, we were told that like if your baby is still crying like 7 minutes, 10 minutes if you want to push it. If they're still crying for that long, there might be something else going on. And it's worth it to go in and just like pat. But yeah. There's no one way to do these things. Exactly. I'm just saying like the sort of stuff that we wound up doing that I think did make a difference for us. But it's all so difficult. Like we have a little cousin that still sleeps in the bed with his parents, and he's like a couple years old now. So, you know, it can be really difficult depending on the kid. When he cries, it breaks our hearts. Oh, for sure. But like he's at an age where crying is just how he like expresses I'm upset, you know. Like he can't just like calmly say, hey, I would really love it if somebody was in here with me. Right. I think that it's okay and healthy for babies to cry a little bit. It doesn't work for everybody. Some people, it like just really affects them to hear their babies cry. I'm okay with Clark crying a little bit and learning to just sort of settle herself. But I have absolutely known people who have said, I just can't do it. And there are so many other methods to try and get them to sleep on their own. So whatever's going to work best for like your family. But those were the sort of things that worked for us. Yeah. What's my ancestry? My dad is mostly like English Scottish, I guess, and my mom is mostly Italian French. So my mom looks very Italian. She grew up in like the Italian like area of San Francisco, like all of that. Was in a completely Italian community, all of that. So for her, like that's a really important like part of her heritage, you know? I don't look Italian at all. At all, but my mom's got the like beautiful olive skin and the dark hair and all of that. But I have like a very similar face to hers. So I just look like a really French version of my mom. I don't speak Italian, no. My papa, my mom's dad, my grandpa on my mom's side, he spoke French and then like 3 different forms of Italian. Because there was like the normal one, and then my family was from sort of like the like northern Alps area. So that was like basically a completely different fucking language. So my mom has said before, like, yeah, I would love to go and visit family, but we literally, even if we took the time to try and learn Italian, we still couldn't really communicate with them, which is sad. My mom's dad. My mom's dad, yeah. Renvu, are you talking about the Clark training again? You need a staircase and a cage. Only way to escape is the stairs. Can you curse in Italian? The thing that everybody in my family still to this day says all the time is accidente, because my papa used to say accidente all the time. It was so funny. It's like, I think it's just like saying accident, but like as an expletive almost. So if he like did something by accident, he would go accidente. Yeah, it's like a way to say oops. I'm excited for your segment on Prime sells out. Do you know what you'll be selling at? I'm so glad people are excited to see me sell out for Amazon. Um, yeah, I'll be doing it with number 1 Alex and Bronze Girl, and who's the other one in our time slot? I can't remember. I believe I'm going to be eating a lot of candy, which I'm delighted about. I'm probably going to have an upset stomach. But yeah, it should be fun. What is it? So we're doing basically a thing for Prime Day, which is on Amazon Prime. They have like a shit ton of sales, right? So they decided that they wanted to do an integration with Twitch and asked a bunch of streamers if they would come on and basically do like a QVC, like shopping network thing, but for the sales that are having on Amazon. So I was like, that sounds hilarious. I'm in. And they said that like they were asking all these other people that I knew anyway. So I was like, oh, that sounds like it would actually be really fun. Zeke will be like one of the hosts on it and stuff. So he'll be there. Yeah, so it should just be very silly and fun. It's a 4-hour slot, and we're the beginning. We're like the very first slot of the whole thing. So yeah. Yeah, it should be fun and silly. In Danish, we have a specific word for each grandparent. Oh, like a different word for your mother's dad versus your father's dad. Interesting. Yeah, here, like, there are so many different ways that people will denote, like for me, I had on my dad's side, it was Nana and Grandpa. So those were mine on my dad's side. And then on my mom's side, it was my Nonna and my Papa. So, it's like, I feel like most people that I know, there's just like probably a different word for each side, but it's not like an official thing at all. It's just like, this is what we call the grandparent on this side, right? So like for Clark, right? My parents for Clark are Nana and Papa, and then Sam's parents, so her grandparents on the other side, are nanny and granddad. So it's different so that we know, like, Nana is different from nanny, granddad is different from papa. In Swedish, you literally say mother's dad. That's so interesting. Yeah, everybody just gets like a nickname, I guess. How did you choose who was Nana and who was Nanny? Well, we were in the delightful position of being one of the later grandchildren on both sides. So my sister has 3 kids already, and they called them Nana and Papa. And on Sam's side, there are 2 little grandkids already, and they say granddad and nanny. Easy. So we were like, great, keep doing that. They just happened to not be the same words, so it's perfect. It also helps that different countries, right? So like nanny and nan are more common, or like granddad. No, well, I don't know anybody who says granddad here, really. So it was going to be really surprising if those words were also used on my side of the family, you know? My parents were Poppy and Mooney. That's so cute. We call my grandma on my dad's side, we called Nana literally just because my sister called her Nana. My sister called her Nana, and I wasn't alive yet, but everybody was like, okay, I guess you're Nana now. Like, it was one of those situations. How did we get on to talking about grandparents? Somebody was just saying that in Danish there are specific words for like mom's dad, dad's dad, mom's mom, dad's mom, right? So all of the grandparents have a different like official word for what they are. And I was telling a story where I was saying something about I was talking about my papa, my mom's dad. And they were like, oh, in Danish, there would be a word for that. You wouldn't have to say my mom's dad. The cute one that's popped up on Sam's side is one of the great grandmas. Well, no, 2 great grandmas and a great grandpa are all like kicking, and one of them they can't say great grandma, or they can't figure out how to say like great nan, right? So she's Gina. It's cute. And Sam like threw a fit because he was like, everybody kept talking about Gina in the house, and he was like, who the fuck is Gina? Because, you know, we're not there. So everybody was like talking about Gina, and Sam was like, I don't know who that is. And they had to explain like, oh, the kids have started calling Great Nan Gina because they can't say Great Nan. Ultra Nan? Holy shit. I gotta save that one. Have they cleared out his hoarding shed? My grandpa's hoarding shed? They did a lot of work on it this last year. It was nuts. There was a lot of space in there. I know that they want to do more this year. My parents are older, so it's hard. Like they can't do a whole lot on their own. So it's sort of dependent on who's available and who wants to like come help, you know? Uber Nan. Oh, we call our grandmother's sister Aunt Nanny. That's cute. That's so cute. For the great grandparents, we added the city where they lived. We would like when we talk about my great grandma on my dad's side, we call her Grandma Lawson. So like I never met them. They had all passed away by the time I was alive. But like in context, I know which one we're talking about if the last name is there. So it'll be Grandma Lawson, Grandma Pete. Those are like my dad's grandparents, right? Grandpa Lawson, Grandma Lawson, Grandpa Pete, Grandma Pete. It's actually Pate. That's a family goof. Their name was changed to Pete when they came here, but it was Pate originally. So we always say Pete, but eventually somebody will be like, but it's actually Pate. Just to throw that out there. My sister gave birth today to a boy and a girl. Oh my gosh. Her and her brother-in-law names them both after me. I legit cried for an hour. Oh, that's so sweet. What a wonderful day. Why did we all change names when we went to America? I assume it was like, let's make this easier. But I don't know. How does anyone do twins? One is enough. Yeah, dude. I thought for sure I was going to have twins because there's so many twins in my family. And I for some reason, just kept being like, I bet you money I'm going to have twins. I'm very glad I didn't. People have said that like once they hit a certain age, twins are actually amazing because they just play with each other. And you're like, great, have fun. Right? But I'm sure like the beginning stage, like how do you keep them fed? How, like there, it's just, I'm sure it's a nightmare. Like, please sleep at the same time, please. Clark wasn't having it. Yeah, maybe they were twins. Clark just ate the other one. It's fine. I have a friend who keeps sending me really cute pictures of babies, and she keeps being like, I think you should have another one. And I'm like, I think that is not on my radar. I have one child that still requires a lot of my attention. I'm good. G's kind of pushy. It's fine. She's a close friend, so it's just funny. How far back have you met your family? My like grandparents had started to pass away by the time I showed up. My mom didn't have me until her 40s. So I didn't meet any great grandparents, and I didn't get to meet one of my grandmas. So yeah, everybody like, yeah, I don't have any grandparents anymore. They've all passed away at this point. So, but it's just kind of one of the elements of being a later kid, you know. You seem to enjoy being a mom. I do. I love it. But I think important variables are, I was able to wait until I was ready to have a kid. So I like really wanted one when I got pregnant, and I was so happy to be pregnant, and it's just been like a positive thing from start to end, right? So yeah, waiting until I was ready, I think was like a big element there. I don't remember what the other thing was that I was going to say, but that's fine. How did you know you were ready? I don't know. I felt like I was in a comfortable, good place, and I wanted a baby. And it just like I had a conversation with Sam a long time ago. I I had told him that I wanted to have kids. He and I had a conversation where we were both like, if we're going to have kids, it would be nice to have them around now, because that way we'll still have lots of energy and we can play with them and whatever. Yeah. So it was nice. We were both kind of on the same page. Sam was still terrified to have a child, understandably. Yeah, literally, like, I went off the pill and we immediately got pregnant. It just all kind of happened. But yeah, I think, like, it's important to have kids when you want to have kids. Don't let people convince you that you should have kids or that you need to have more kids or any of that shit. Like, so many of you, I'm sure, are getting the third degree from people about either having kids, having more kids, getting married, like all that shit. That doesn't affect them nearly as much as it affects you. So, so yeah, wait until you're ready. If you're never ready, that's fine. If you have one and then everybody's like, so when's number 2? Fuck them. Just like, don't have a number 2 unless you want a number 2, right? It's okay to wait to have a number 2. There are going to be people who are like, no, you have to have them really close together so that they'll play together and be friends and blah, 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 blah. I was really far apart from my brother. My brother's 11 years older than me, and he and I get along great, and I have great memories of my brother. And sure, maybe we didn't go to school together and, like, you know, have all this close, like, oh, we're the same age shit going on. It was fine. I have really great memories of my brother. He and I are really close. It's fine. Everything's fine. I think that there are probably pros and cons. We've talked about this before, but I think there are probably pros and cons to, like, having kids close together or having kids far apart, right? One of the pros in my family was that everybody got a lot of, like, focused time. My sister is 6 years older than my brother. My brother's 11 years older than me, right? So all of us had, like, a lot of focus, which I think was nice. But I also had, like, tons of imaginary friends, and right, because everybody was so much older than me and not everybody wanted to play Sonic the Hedgehog. So and no, I don't mean the game. I mean, we're all going to pretend to be Sonic the Hedgehog characters and run around in the woods. Nobody wanted to play that with me. That's fine. I'll play it by myself. But, like, it's fine. I have really good childhood memories. And I'm really close with my siblings. And yeah. I forgot you were a Sonic OC person. Oh, I was. Oh, I was. Is there a Brooke the Hedgehog? Oh, no. She didn't have my name. No. No. My friends wanted to pretend to be horses or characters from The Lion King. So I had my dad had a friend who had 2 sons, and I would play with them in the woods a lot. And we all, like, our consistent, like, favorite game to play was ninjas. We would all be ninja warriors, and we would, like, run around and climb trees and stuff. And I remember one of my older cousins got bike gloves, right? So, like, she was riding her bike a lot, so they got her gloves to wear while she was on the bike. And I thought they were so cool that I begged my mom. I was like, Mommy, I have to have bike gloves. And my mom was like, why? You don't we don't have any area to bike. on our property. It's all either grass or it's really like chunky gravel everywhere. So like biking is not fun anywhere on my property, right? I need bike gloves. Why? Because they look so cool and I want to look cool while we play ninjas. That's literally all that it was. So my mom finally caved and got me little cut off finger bike gloves, and I wore those things to death. I loved them. And I got the really good satisfaction of going to play Ninja Warriors with my friends, with these two boys. And we went into the woods and I was wearing my gloves. And one of them was like, sick gloves. And I was like, yeah. They got used to death, and then they vanished, which a lot of my like really grimy messed up shit vanished as I got older, and I'm convinced my mom threw them away. The only thing that my parents ever like really talked to me about in terms of my clothing was my shoes. I had a pair of Keds that I wore until the soles were completely coming off, and keep in mind in Oregon it rains all the time. So my feet were constantly soaked. They squeaked. It was when I would walk, it would like flap because the soles were like coming off, right? So they would like flap, flap, flap. It was terrible, but I loved those shoes. And my dad was like, you have to wear different shoes. I'm begging you, wear different shoes. And I was like, but I love these shoes. And he was like, okay, number one, your feet are wet all the time. It's not, you need like better shoes. And number two, you're really making it look like we don't give a shit about you and haven't bought you different shoes, which we have. It was like, I would love it if I didn't get a call from the school being like, hey, please buy different shoes for your child when we have. And I was like, okay. And that convinced me because I felt bad. Yeah, it's not good to just like have wet shoes on all the time. It's not good for you. But I loved those shoes. I hope you're doing well today. I am. I'm doing great. Should have bought you the same shoes. We looked because that's what I said. I was like, can we find the exact same shoes? My mom and I went back to Fred Meyer because I bought them at Fred Meyer. I bought them, a child with no money. I bought them at Fred Meyer with my mama. And we went back to the shoe section and I was like, surely these incredible black Keds, they must still have them in stock because billions of other people have put these on and realized that they're the best shoes to ever exist, right? They didn't exist anymore. They were nowhere. I was so upset. The day I got into wearing combat boots was the day my parents breathed a sigh of relief, not needing to buy my shoes all the fucking time because I broke them thanks to walking around with prosthetic legs and not being able to feel how they were being torn to ribbons. Oh man, I got super into combat boots as well. And I keep seeing people, so like my like black boots that I have that I wear a lot are Doc Martens, but they're not like the hard Doc Martens. When I see the hard Doc Martens, they look uncomfortable to me, but so many people wear them that they must be comfy. There are cobblers, Dodger. These shoes were maybe $10. To get to them cobbled would literally be more than the cost of the shoes. So, yeah, I kept being like, surely we can fix them. And my parents were like, no. They're pretty comfortable, but yeah, they don't look it. Yeah, a lot of people are saying you have to break them in. That makes sense. My wife wore some audacious sneaker heels from Michael Kors for our wedding. Oh my God, Michael Kors sneaker heels, damn. I love impractical shoes. I own those big goth platforms.
Welcome,
Oh my
you
God, I know
fine
exactly what you're
cat-loving,
talking about.
coffee-drinking burrito babe.
I got really into platform shoes when I was in middle school. I think that's when they like really started taking off, at least in my area. And I was like, oh my God, I can be taller. This is amazing. But yeah, more recently, I like sneaker heels a lot, actually. The sort of sneaker heels that have shown up that look, for the most part, like totally normal sneakers, except the back heel is just like raised a bit. I think those look really cool, and I like those a lot. So I have a pair of those. I actually haven't worn them in a long time. But like just full platforms, I can't. I can't do those anymore. I think that they look really cool on other people, but I don't like wearing them. This is giving me real let's get some shoes vibes. Yo, who was it? Nike that put out those hollow shoes? Maybe Adidas? Fuck, I can't remember. There's some like unicorn ass looking shoes that are on the market right now. And whenever I see them, again, it's another situation where I'm like, I wouldn't wear those. I would probably wear like a different color version of these, but I just want like moon boots. Probably Nike. They release weird looking stuff. I feel Adidas holographic shoes. Yeah, that's not it. You're right. Nike holographic shoes. That's not it either. My fiance is 4'9". She adores a good heel. Yo, I was 4'9" in high school. Hell yeah. Yeah, I wore my Converse until they were falling apart. Shoes, just like if I find a pair of shoes that I really love, I mostly only wear those. When we did the event where I met Michelle Obama, they gave everybody shoes. Weird. But the shoes that they gave us were so comfy. I've worn them basically every day since they gave them to us. I was like, what are these shoes? Okay, that's weird that they gave everybody shoes. I love them. They're so comfy. Casual name drop, no big deal. I've talked about it a couple of times, but yeah, I did a sign up for college event thing that Michelle Obama was putting on in Los Angeles, and they were like, do you want to be part of the line that meets Michelle Obama? And I was like, yes, please. So yeah, there's a picture. Can we see the shoes? Sure. They're like sparkly black. They're fucking cool. Hold on. I'll go grab them. They're so nice. They're Jordans. And they're sparkly black, and I love them. Yeah, they're so comfy. Holy shit. So I've been wearing them pretty much every day. And it made me go, I understand now why people get Jordans. Like, I'm very much, I think most of us probably are. I'm very much the sort of person that's like, I'm going to assume, unless I've experienced it, I'm going to assume that a designer label on something does not necessarily mean that I will like it more. So it's the freckle line, right? sometimes things that are expensive are worse, right? Like I assume that a lot. Like, just because something has a designer label on it doesn't make me go, I bet that that's incredible. I actually assume that I might dislike it more. So I don't know why. I would say like t-shirts, really soft t-shirts, I can get behind. But even then, I'm like, I've found t-shirts at thrift stores that are so soft that I've kept them for years and years, right? Like, I don't think that I necessarily have to pay that much to get a really comfy t-shirt. This was one of those situations where I'm not a sneaker person. I'm not a shoe, obviously, as I'm describing all of these situations in which I've like bought a shoe and then it's just like literally fallen apart. Even the Converse that I was talking about before was a knockoff Converse that I got from Payless Shoe Store. But yeah, I put these on and I was like, holy shit, these are so comfortable. Like, I get it now. I get why people get Jordans. I understand. How much do those shoes cost normally? That's a great question. Let's find out. I assume a lot. I didn't want to look because I was like, oh my God. Nike, Jordan shoes. Looks like around $100 most of the time. Let's see. Women's. I'm trying to find like a shoe that is similar to this one so that I can actually, yeah, like between $100 and like $200. Holy shit. These are expensive ass shoes. I'm going to wear them until they die. Kids, big kids. There are baby shoes. Who the fuck? Why the fuck would you spend $60 on a shoe that your child's going to grow out of in like a blink? That's insane. Oh my God. Although, to be fair, we spent 30 something on Clark's little shoes that she wore to the wedding. And I'm hoping that they fit her for a while. She has 2 pairs of shoes now that are like her actual size. All of her shoes are hand-me-downs except for these 2 pairs of shoes that we got while we were getting her little shoes to go with her wedding dress. And the other ones are like cute little play shoes. So hopefully she'll get lots of use out of those. I'm sure she will, because she hates being in chairs now. She's decided that she should be allowed to run and walk everywhere, and she shouldn't have to be in the stroller. So most of the time, like after we've been walking for a little bit, she's fine and she's having a good time. But when we initially put her in the stroller, she is so mad about it. So mad. And we're like, we're going on a walk. It's going to be lovely. It's so beautiful outside. It's the breeze. You love the breeze. We'll bring snacks. You can eat a rice cake while the breeze is in your face. It'll be amazing. And she's just like, ah, like so mad. Yeah, I think designer baby clothes is really fascinating to me because obviously people buy them. But they grow out of clothes so fast. I guess if you have the disposable income, like go for it. But everybody that I know that has had a kid has like so much clothing to give away that's barely been worn, right? Like I've given away so much clothing at this point, and she's only 14 months old, a year old. And I'm just like, man, unless like she has an event to go to, right? Unless like we're going to something and I want her to look a specific way and I don't have anything for it. Like I can't imagine going and and buying like a designer baby dress. Like she's gonna wear it once and then be too big for it. Yeah. Some people just love showing off. That's true. For some people, like, it's very fun to dress up the baby and be like, look at how cute my baby is, which I get because my baby is fucking adorable. So I understand putting her in a cute outfit and being like, oh my God, we have to go somewhere so that people can see how cute you are. Like, I get that. How many clothes do you suggest you buy for a newborn per growth spurt? Oh my goodness. We had we tried to have like 2 or 3 sleepers. It was really hot here, like right after she was born. So we were doing a lot of like, you're in a diaper, that's it, right? Or you're in a onesie and that's it. So we actually didn't make use of a lot of newborn clothes. I tried to as much as I could, but there were a lot of clothing that we just wound up not like things for warmer weather was not going to happen. It was so hot here. But in terms of like the necessities that we tried to have like 3 sleepers, one that was really warm. And a lot of that wound up getting like secondhand passed down to us, so we didn't have to worry about it too much. But they spend so much time either just in their diaper or in sleepers. Like, at least for us, that's how it wound up for us. We were like, she's mostly just in a sleeper all the time. So yeah, I don't think we didn't have here. They recommend that you don't take your baby like out into the world around other people for the first like at least couple of weeks. I kept her here for the most part for the first couple of months, I think. Just because they like don't have an immune system yet. They don't have any shots really yet. Like, so, yeah. So it's not like I was dressing her up to go outside really or anything. It was just warm. So she was just in a diaper a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. More than clothes, I would say have sleepers, right? Have like sleepers to put your baby in. But more important than that, get a bunch of like those big ass muslin cloths, man. The ones that can be swaddles, but can also be like burp cloths, but can also be like, I used those things so much. The big muslin ones are awesome, and you can get them in all different kinds of like designs if you want to. I now use them as like paper towels in the kitchen basically. But yeah, we used the heck out of those things. Yes, Clark has had lots of peanut butter now. She is a huge fan. Sam was like, I'm going to make her a peanut butter sandwich. And I was like, okay, just keep an eye on her. And now it's like, she's so excited to have a peanut butter sandwich. Like, she loves it. So that's good. I'm trying to think if there's any other allergens we haven't like exposed her to, like common food ones. She's too powerful for allergies. That is what Sam says. She's had strawberries. She had paella, which had fish in it, and she was fine. At what age did you expose her to peanut butter? Literally like a week ago, she had her first peanut butter. And it was only because I went in to the pediatrician and she was like, has she had this? Has she had this? Has she had this? And I was like, oh, she actually hasn't had any nuts yet. And our pediatrician was like, oh, you should probably give her peanuts soon. Because there's like, they believe that there's a correlation between having allergens early on, like trying them early versus the allergy like not occurring. I don't know. So paella, good. Yeah, well, we were in Spain, and so of course at one point like a bunch of people got paella, and Clark was just ravenous, was eating everything, and Mom was like, do you want some paella? And just like gave her some paella on her plate. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess like, why not? There's nothing there that she's going to choke on. So the earliest memory I have is nearly dying from an allergic reaction at 2 years old. Jeez. One of my earliest memories, this is adjacent, but not the same at all. One of my earliest memories is visiting my mom because she had an allergic reaction to something, and it was like bad enough that she had to go to the hospital. Just crazy. Allergies are like no joke, but it's frustrating because your body is just like freaking out over something that is not like like your body's like, this is definitely dangerous, and you're like, it's not. Yeah, my mom is allergic to like everything. She's allergic to like pretty much all animals. Any like airborne, normal like pollen, grass, all of that stuff. Allergic to all of it. But she loves gardening. So she like wears her little mask and goes outside and gardens. It's cute. As she's gotten older, it's gotten better though, which is interesting. So when I was a kid, it was really bad. Like her allergies were really, really bad. And as she's gotten older, she's her body like tolerates everything a lot more, which is cool. So like she can be around my cats and be okay, right? She gets sniffly, but she's fine. How did you survive in the beginning? Next week our baby girl will be a month old and I'm going nuts. You know what's funny is that everything, like every stage that feels like frustrating and crazy and like I can't do this is gonna suddenly be over. Like I look back on the sort of stuff that was making me like cry in the middle of the night, like I can't do this, right? Like the sort of stuff where I was just like so frustrated and so worried and like all of that stuff. Each one of those stages was suddenly just over. And yes, you go into a new stage that's maybe wonderful and maybe terrible, but like each stage, everything changes so fast for those first few months. I remember being told like, yeah, some of these issues won't fix themselves until 4 months. And I was like, I can't do this for 4 months. Like, that's insane. And then suddenly she was 4 months old. I was like, oh, that thing hasn't been a problem for like a month. I hadn't thought about it, right? Because everything's just moving on so fast. So you'll do it. It's going to be amazing. Don't worry. I know it can be like really frustrating and really crazy. Sam used to like hear phantom babies crying. Like he would, the second that she would make any noise in the middle of the night, he would like sit bolt upright, like terrified that something was wrong. Like we were both super on edge for a while there. But it was all okay. It was all okay. So. Does it get better because things get easier, or do you just get used to it or better at it? I would say your kid is just constantly changing. They're constantly learning new things. They're constantly doing new stuff, right? So like, I think for most parents, the big issue that they run into is sleeping, right? They're just like, I just need to sleep. Like, will you please sleep so that I can sleep, right? And depending on the kid, that lasts for a while, or it's fine like really early on. Some people have babies that just pass out sleeping for long periods of time from the get-go. If you have that, amazing. Clark has always been a pretty good sleeper, so we were lucky, but there were definitely nights where she just wanted to eat all night, and I was breastfeeding, so I was just like half awake, like desperately trying to stay awake and feed my baby, and it was just like, I can't do this, right? Like, just, this is fucking crazy. But they are constantly changing, and it happens rapidly. And when I look at her now and I think back to what she was like even just a few months ago, I'm like, it's nuts. It's nuts. So every stage is a new challenge, but it's also like a new exciting thing. It's a new like, oh, I'm so proud of you. Oh, you figured that out, right? So there's things to like celebrate. But also sometimes when she's running around, I think to myself, man, remember when I could set you on a pillow and you just couldn't move? Wow, that was incredible. I don't want to go back to that, because you're like turning into an incredible like human, like you're a person now and you have things that make you laugh, and like it's amazing, right? So it's not that I want to go back, but I do think like, wow, there was a period of time where I could set you down and literally leave the room and you wouldn't have done anything because you couldn't. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, try to enjoy every stage. Try to find like something positive about every stage, because you'll look back and be like, man, that was cool. I didn't realize how cool that was until I got here. Oh, Big Bottom Autumn. Yeah, that was the sort of thing I was so scared of. Was like, I can't fall asleep while I'm holding my kid.
Welcome, you fine.
Because I don't, like, I'll crush her, or she'll fall on my arms, or like I have to stay awake, right? It's hard. That part is hard. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. I didn't intend for us to just sit here and talk about babies forever. That happens way more often than I'd like to admit. But it's worth it. We also talked about shoes. That's true. I did show you guys my dope ass shoes. You're a mom. It's the stereotype. I know. But my like worst fear, not my worst fear, but when it comes to streaming, I worry that, and I know I worry that I'm telling the exact same fucking stories over and over and over and over again. And I know I am. I know I'm doing that. So whenever like we get into a discussion about babies, I'm like, there are people here who have heard this exact fucking conversation like 8 times, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you're still here, thank you for hanging out. It's still very cute every time. I'm glad. I'm glad. Thanks, guys. Thanks. I'm glad. It does make me happy that I actually like fairly consistently get messages from people who are like, because I talk about it so much, they're like, I'm not nearly as terrified to have my kid, or like, I had my kid around the same time as you, and it was so awesome to like hear you having the same experience as I was, like that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm so glad like that sort of thing is helpful. You're a grandma now? What the fuck? I just became a mom. How can I also be a grandma? Yeah. Oh, Clark, she's great. She's great. What a good baby. I love her. Aw. Okay. Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna get more to drink. I made myself tea today and it was delightful. I made some of that coconut ginger green tea. It's hashtag sponsored. And it was delicious and I kind of want more. To give you guys a little extra time if you have things to do, I'm going to read off everything that's happened in the event list so far, and then we'll take a quick break and I'll make another cup of tea. So bring out the kitties. They are their own kitties. I can't bring them. Is it sponsored if it's your own product? I don't know. That's a gray area for me. If I talk about Dodger Coffee a bunch, like, I think what I am supposed to do is make it very clear that it is my company, right? That I am obviously biased toward it because I own it. I think that's what it is. Okay, Pied Piper Calls, thank you so much for the 38 months. Stormcorp for the 58. Hiromatsu for the 20. Reading chat names may be a bit tiring for you, but some of them make me laugh every month and I love it. Same. It's very fun for me. Daichi Lu Azure, thank you so much for the biddies. Liam Shortland, thank you for the 40. Eternally Alice for the 11. SHS Corp, thank you for the 13. Fatal for All for the 41. Your streaming schedule is perfect with my new job. That's delightful. Nerd Therapist, thank you for the 34. Big Sizzle for the 33. Zoe and Binary for the 37. Captain Boomstick, thank you for the 18. Lobo Alpha, thank you for the 3. Angie, thank you for gifting a sub to Ari Uner. Welcome to your 30th month. Gifted to you by Angie. Thank you so much. Slime, thank you for the 31. Angie also gifted a sub to Banshee Queen. Welcome back to the Katogangu. Thank you, Angie. Elorian, thank you very much for subscribing. Red Games UK and Bradley Heat, thank you so much for subscribing as well. All of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you for the primes. Rakis, thank you for the 25. Little Fox Arts for the 10. Block Betoost. Thank you so much for the 9 months. Happy Twitch baby. Glad I get a lot of parenting tips from you. Oh, I hope it's helpful, even just a little bit. This is my first baby. I'm not a professional baby person. I didn't babysit a lot growing up. I spent the most time that I have ever with newborns when my best friend had a baby. Like, all I can do is tell you like what's worked for me and sort of like share my experiences. And I hope that it never comes across like this is exactly what you should do. Because I've definitely heard people talk about their babies that way. And it's been so off-putting to me. Like, what the fuck do you know? My kid might be totally different, right? Which is true. Your kid might be totally different from Clark. So yeah, I hope that I never come across like preachy about kids. I definitely don't want to. Golden Mooster, thank you so much for the 8 months. Warface, thank you for the 3. I am Manfred for the 46. Ezra Annie, thank you for the 7. Oh, going through a hard time. You've really helped and made me smile. I'm so glad. I hope that things start looking up for you. I'm sending you a big hug. Mr. Marky Mark, thank you for the 9 months. Happy Twitch baby. Cache Hit for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thank you so much. Mist and Chocolate, thank you for the 35. Clyde Frog for the 1 year as well. Happy anniversary. Thank you guys. Villas Farthuk, thank you for the 4. Tobias for the 34. Johan Leafheart for the 20. Thanks for all the entertainment. Congrats on selling Twitch out and the awesome family. Thank you very much, Johan. Breebot, thank you for the 17. Ms. Backstabber for the 21. Teacup Asian for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. It was Sean, thank you for the 5. Salty Hippo, thank you for subscribing. What a good name. Salty Hippo, thank you so much. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Q, thank you for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Lots of 1 years today. Thank you guys. Chubby Penguin, thank you for the 3. Indecisive Volkova for the 40. Stay hydrated and safe this weekend. Yes, I echo that. Luna Bomb and Mirage, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome. Lots of new subs today. Thank you guys. I don't know if you were new here and you just enjoyed yourself and decided to sub or what, but I appreciate it. Thank you all. Willow Whisper, thank you for the 20. V Ask for the 13. Mage Buns for the 19. And I'm Just a Kid, thank you for the 19. Okay, I'm going to make another cup of coffee, another cup of tea. Not coffee today. I'm going to make another cup of tea. And I will see you guys in just a minute. Enjoy more Stormblood music because, look, that's what I have queued up, so that's what's happening. I'm trying to decide if we should keep playing Bloodstained or Pedro. So I'm actually going to make a straw poll. Pedro, Bloodstained, because I would like to finish both of those. Create poll. Okay, here we go. Bup, bup, bup. I don't know how much is left of either. Bloodstained, we got to a false ending. I would have to look to see how much of the map we have. I think that we're at like around 80% of the map. I can't remember, but yeah, whichever sounds like it would be fun for you guys. Both of these games we're pretty far into, so keep that in mind. I will be right back.